course, a very happy Imagine ready for the final here at Yonex Denmark Open 2012, playing an easy semi-final against Chen from Malaysia. Steen Pedersen, we're ready for the single to begin here at Odense. Pengyu from China in the yellow shirt against Chen in the red shirt. Chen must be the favorite in this game, don't you think?
Yeah, no doubt he's a very, very clear favorite. I saw some odds from bookmakers, and he's a heavy favorite to take this match. I think I'm not sure what the line is for Chen. You get your money back 1.18 times if he wins, so it means if you bet $100 you get 118 back, so quite heavy favorite.
It's not that much.
And yeah, I expect to see Chen playing more accurate shots than Pengyu, and Pengyu fighting like we always know him.
Yeah, he's a fighter, isn't he? More than technical player.
At least, I mean, he's got, of course, good technique, but you just have to say that Chen is more accurate and more powerful in his game. Also a bit taller than Pengyu. So it would surprise me very, very much should Pengyu play himself into the final here.
Met 5 times before. Those two met at the Asia Championships earlier this year, where Pengyu won in 3 games, 21-12 in the 3rd game. For that, 3 wins in a row for Chen. And Steen, we got a lot of question about this Asia Championships. What kind of tournament is it? Some of our viewers asking, is it the best players in Asia, or is it second-ranked players in Asia because the best don't want to participate, or what kind of tournament is it?
It's a tournament that doesn't have the highest priority for the top nations. We often see a bit lower-ranked players entered into the tournament. But at an Olympic year, it's of course important to score the points needed for qualification. So it can be stronger sometimes.
Got a question from Soy from Hong Kong. Riding badminton is an enjoyable sport for both the players and spectators. Why is it not popular in the western part of the world? And it's a good question in my book, Steen, because it is a very interesting sport for watching.
And I think if I could answer that, I could be employed by the BWF.
Yeah, you won't sit here for sure.
That's exactly what they're trying to figure out. What needs to be done to make people enjoy the sport even more in Europe, in North and South America, and in Africa as well.
Yeah,
it's pretty much an Asian sport and European as well.
Yeah, and Steen, it's funny because I know that you are watching American sports. For instance, American football, and we see a lot of commercials in NFL, and we also have a lot of breaks in badminton for putting in commercial, and there's a high speed in the game which also is typical for American sport, and there's a lot of action going on. It should fit perfect for the American market as a sport.
Yeah, but I mean. It's very much dominated by China and Korea, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Denmark. So it's more or less a 5-country sport. You need to get more countries into it. American sport, or at least the four top sports there, is very much commercialized. It's run by companies. It's not federations like we see it in badminton. It's run by companies, and these companies, they need to make a profit, and that's why they of course need to rely on commercials and so on. And if we could get that kind of thinking into badminton, I think we stand a better chance. I've watched some American football matches live on the stadiums in the US, and it's not about just American football. It's about entertainment.
Yeah, it's a show.
And we need to see badminton as entertainment and entertaining people. There's been some tryouts also here at Denmark Open, giving away free rackets, free drinking cans and so on. So there's a lot of opportunities still open to commercialize badminton a bit more and make it even more popular.
And a 3-point lead for 2-point lead, of course, for Chen against Pengyu. 6-4 for the Olympic bronze medalist.
Pengyu lowering the score here, 6-all, and good start for Du here, catching up, not letting Chen create a gap.
And we saw that Chen was playing Wang Ximing earlier in this tournament. And we've seen the Chinese players fighting against each other. It's actually fantastic to see them play for the victory, not just walking around.
Yeah, but to be fair, we must say that when matches are played between players from the same country, it's often a bit awkward matches because they know each other so well, so they know what to avoid and how to play each other. So sometimes you get the impression that they might not play their best, but it's often a very, very tactical game when you play each other and you're from the same country.
From KFB 2010. She will receive Tina Ban signed T-shirt.
And a question from Joseph Kim. If the feathers were taken off the shuttle, how fast do you think the smash from someone like Fu Haifeng would be? I have no idea, but for sure it would be hard.
Don't think about it. Don't think about questions like that.
No.
Use your time on something useful instead.
Be like a bullet. And a lot of badminton stars watching badminton today. Next to us, Li Shuri, Olympic champion, who lost yesterday. Also Danish Tine Baun, as far as I can see. And for me, it seems like Pengyu have to fight harder for getting points than Chen Long right now.
Yeah, both players have a very, very solid basic game, and they're not making many mistakes. You have to really create your own points, and I think we'll see that it's just that Pengyu will eventually make a bit more mistakes. And nice play here.
Yeah,
though.
great play from Du on this one. And Sten, you said that we should have some interesting questions, and there's one from Xiao Long. I'm not sure where Xiao is writing from, but in my world, a very interesting question. China's Li Na, the tennis player, managed to win the Grand Slam French Open after parting away from the Chinese Tennis Federation. Do you think that the Danish player would be better off hiring their own coaches or as well as medical personnels? We know that tennis players mostly are training by themselves with own coaches.
Yeah, if the academy in badminton was sufficient to hire private coaches, private medical personnel, and creating a setup of your own, yeah, then I think it would be beneficial.
And why is that? What do you think that?
Because the players in the national team, when practicing, they seek attention. They want the coach to focus only on me. And it's not possible with the amount of coaches available. But in many ways, it's the best way to develop, it's the correct way to develop. You should have one player, one coach, because it will be better, and you will be able to dig deeper than one coach, 10 players. The follow-up is better, easier, you can practice whenever you like. You can get the relation right with the coach.
Great play from Chen Long on the net, and 11-10 on the interval for Chen Long.
For instance, if we were just playing with the thought that these two players had individual coaches, then there would be coaching now. Chen Long would have his coach offering advice on how to play Pengyu and vice versa. So it would be a great development for badminton, but it will also mean that the federations were unable to control the players in the same way they do right now. In tennis, it's there's the male federation, the ATP, and the Women's Association, WTA, and the players are independent, and you can't really say that about badminton, because the national federations can control anything and can eventually ban the players from participating in tournaments. So
yeah, two different sports, and how it is played. Tennis and badminton for sure.
An interesting thing here, I just checked badmintoncentral.com, where a lot of the badminton fans are discussing issues regarding everything in badminton, and one of the posts were that Bowen Mogensen is throwing the second game, and another one asking, isn't that against the rules? And that's actually a good question, because are you allowed to throw a game but not a match? That's interesting.
Yeah, and Sten, you are the expert, so what's the answer to that question?
I have no answer to that. I can just see it's going on.
Taking his chances and bringing some good efforts, Pengyu.
And a bit surprising development, leading by 2 points here. I would expect Chen to step up here at the end of the first game, increasing the pace, attacking a bit more.
As Sten, a match like this also says a lot about the quality of the men's singles in China. Chen Long is number 2 on the Chinese list, and Lin Dan for sure is number 1, Qin Jin number 3, Pengyu number 4, number 9 on the world ranking. They also have Wang Qingming. It's amazing to see what kind of players they can bring into tournaments.
Yeah, and of course they can create such a strong national practice.
No wonder why they're good at the Thomas Cup.
Well played. Pengyu looking more physical fit at the moment than Chen Long. Chen Long hasn't tried to increase the pace yet. Maybe he's not capable of it.
And a short update from court number 2. 1 game each for Ko Tan and Bo Mogensen. Bo Mogensen leading 12-10 in the third game. And here it's a 2-point lead for Pengyu. Pengyu made his way to the semifinals beating Rama from India, Max Schreiber from Germany, and Tan from Malaysia. Chen Long. Tough draw in the first game against Hu Yun from Hong Kong, playing Wang Xingming, fellow Chinese, in the second round, and Sonidri Konkuro yesterday in the quarterfinals. And in my opinion, Chen Long had a tougher tournament than Pengyu so far. Tougher opponents.
Yeah, but he's just disposed of them quite easy. Even though he played a 3-game match, right?
Yeah, against Hu Yun.
Yeah.
In the first round. Remember that we're running a smaller contest today with big prizes. A pair of badminton shoes and a shirt sponsored by Yonex. If you know the answer to this question, you have the possibility for winning the prize. Did Bo Mogensen win a medal at London 2012? Answer to Denmark Open at badminton.dk. It's Pengyu controlling.
Yeah, he's playing a bit faster at the moment. Chen Long apparently not able to increase the pace.
And also a lot of stupid mistakes from Chen Long in this game, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's not playing at his best at the moment. Playing very, very slow. Just catching up. First game goes to Pengyu.
To Pengyu, a minor surprise in my opinion, Steen.
A big surprise.
Big surprise.
Yeah, but watching the game, we can see that yeah, it's not the usual Chen Long we're watching here.
There's not much speed. Not
feeling comfortable apparently, or at least something wrong. Not able to play in his usual high speed.
No, for he is a player playing with the high speed, and also a player who wants to attack a lot. We haven't seen that in the first game.
No, he hasn't attacked at all.
And for those of you who are interested in the men's double from court number 1, Bo Mogensen leading the 15-13 against Ko and Tan from Malaysia. Chen Long back on court. Pengyu waiting a bit.
And that was one of the movements where you can see that Chen Long is not moving at his best. Normally smashing coming forward is one of his very, very strong points, but this was very, very slow here.
And Sten Pengyu is 24 years old. Chen Long is a bit younger. We have a player like Wang Qingming coming from behind. Is it now that Pengyu should take his chance or getting a climb to the top, or what do you think? Or is it too late already?
For Pengyu?
Yeah.
I don't think he'll ever be the world #1. I don't see that playing style prevailing against the other top players.
And much more speed from Pengyu. It is Chen Long running around. And if you look at the face of Chen Long, you can also see he taking some deep breath between the rallies, and he has done it almost since like 2-0 in the first game.
Yeah, and if this was a match between players from two different countries, you'd think that Chen Long was a bit tired or a bit injured, and perhaps he is. Now, being a match between two Chinese players, you can't help thinking if they've decided whose turn it is to win the match. And of course, the comments from team manager Lee Young-bo supports this doubt that naturally creeps into your mind. It is a bit walking around the court instead of trying to move as fast as possible. But still, we have to admire the accuracy of his shots.
Yeah, indeed we have. Called a bit wide from Pengyu. Very great atmosphere in Odense Sports Park this Saturday. The time is quarter past 1 CET, and Carsten Mogensen, Mathias Boe leading with 2 points, 19-17. And Sten, in a Danish perspective, it would be fantastic to have a Danish pairing in the final for tomorrow, of course for the Danish badminton, but also for the audience and the atmosphere in Denmark.
Yeah, that would be absolutely crucial. It's a Danish goal for this tournament to have one appearance in the final.
Yeah. And
the best bet to achieve that is definitely
the
Mogensen goal.
Yeah. Chen Long leading with 1.5 to 4. Pengyu on the baseline, 7-5 for Pengyu. and match point on court number 1. Mathias Bo, Carsten Mogensen, 1 point from the final 28 lead against Kim Ko and Poon Yong Tan. Point lead, and there's no doubt about that. The speed from Du Pengyu is better, the accuracy of the shot from Du Pengyu is better, and there's Chen Long struggling for staying in this game. They had 2 match points on court 1. Now it's all even, 20 all. Of course, we will update you during the day from court number 1, so that you know why there's a lot of noise or silence from the audience here in Odense. And Steen Pedersen now a 4-point lead for Du Pengyu. The ship has it sailed for Chen Long?
Yeah, I think so. I think Du Pengyu is going to win this match. Chen Long isn't looking like one trying to make this hard for Du Pengyu. He's just playing at the same pace that has been insufficient so far, and he doesn't seem really bothered about it.
And making a lot of mistakes. An interval, 5-point lead, 11-6 for Du Pengyu. And things have changed on court number 1. Now it's a match point for Kim Ko and Poon Yong Tan. Tan with the service on this one. And Steen, no matter who you are supporting, that's a fantastic thing with badminton and the new point system. The matches can change so fast.
Yes,
and it's fantastic. I think it was a bit wide, wasn't it? Smash was good down the line. But I can't stop imagining, Steen, if Chen Long turns on the heat, play like he usually do,
he'll win this match.
He will win this match because 3 points down against Du Pengyu is not a problem for Chen Long. Or should that be a problem for him? And you have had a lot of problems on the baseline, with the baseline, Chen Long during this game.
Yeah, very unusual.
6-7 points he has given on this.
Very unusual, and then probably what we see is still the Olympics influencing his current shape. probably that's all there is to in him right now. Can't give more than this.
And 22 all on court number 1. Matthias Bo making the kill, and I actually think that he broke a string on the last one.
Yeah, Matthias is playing his best match of the tournament here. Carsten is struggling a bit today, but then it's nice to have a partner who can come in and
cover your
do
back.
the job. Yeah.
Yeah, and we saw it the other way around in the first game. The game on our court against Ellis and Adcock from England. Matthias was struggling, not having a very good match, but
no.
Carsten took it home for the Danes. One taking it home for himself for sure today, as he's playing right now. Du Pengyu leading 16-8 against the bronze medalist from the Olympics in London earlier this summer, Chen Long.
That's it.
9-point lead for Du Pengyu. 4 points for a spot in the final. He will play either Lee Chong-wei from Malaysia or Janne Jørgensen from Denmark. Still have a match on court number 1. 78 minutes played, 23 all in this third game of the semi-final in the men's doubles. Danish Bo Mogensen took the first game. Malaysian Ko Tan took the second. And 23 all in the third game. And of course we'll try to get interviews also from the players on court number 1 during this day of the live streaming. And Du Pengyu just 3 points from the final. And now it's a 10-point lead. It's a long time ago I have seen Chen Long behind with 10 points. In the second game, losing the first one, actually.
Yeah, it must have been in the Olympic semi-final against Lee Chong-wei.
Yeah.
And 10 match points for Du Pengyu.
Du Pengyu. And for sure he won't miss that.
Oh, it's very, very surprising.
Especially when we think about how he has been playing Chen Long. Du Pengyu is ready for the final here at Yonex Denmark Open. Chen Long from China is out of the tournament, the bronze medalist.